Oli Sport ni rekodi inakwenda kwa jina la Mbutu Mutu, rekodi yake Yondo Sister, msanii Yondo Sister akiwa anatufungulia rasmi awamu hii ya pili na ya mwisho mpango mzima Wingu la Spoti. Kwa hivyo nakukaribisha katika awamu hii ya pili na ya mwisho. Mtu wangu, jinsi nilivyokuwa nimekuambia pale awali, ni kwamba nitakuwepo na mgeni mwenyewe ashatua studioni, kwa hivyo nitakuwa nasema na yeye, na mgeni mwenyewe sio mwingine ila ni Agwanda ambaye ni CEO wa Victoria Sports. Kwa hivyo atakuwa anajitambulisha kwanza rasmi vizuri, alafu atuambie kwamba Victoria Sports wanashughulika na nini. Karibu sana kaka Agwanda.
Nimeshukuru sana.
Naam. Naomba kidogo usonge karibu na microphone, alafu tuendelee mbele na mazungumzo. Kwa hivyo jitambulishe, labda utuambie Agwanda ni nani, chimbuko lako, labda ulizaliwa wapi, masomo.
Kwa majina kamili naitwa Agwanda, nilizaliwa hapa Kisumu. Kijiji kinaitwa J.H.O Korando hapo Tonglo. Nimesomea Dr. Robert huko. Nilipata transfer Kotetni Primary, nikaenda Kisumu Day High School form 1 form 2. Alafu nikamalizia J.H.O High School.
Naam. Kuna swala zima kwamba wewe ni mdau mkubwa kwenye mchezo wa tenisi, hasa katika eneo hili la Ziwa Victoria. Labda tupatie historia yako fupi kuhusiana na mchezo wa tenisi, jinsi ulivyoanza kucheza, ilikuwa lini, umecheza mpaka wapi, wakina nani walikushawishi kuingia katika mchezo wa tenisi?
Okay, in brief, I started tennis when I was in high school in form 3 at J.H.O High School. That dates back in the year 2007, when we are very fortunate to have tennis volunteers from United Kingdom who came to do tennis programs in different schools within Kisumu. And with that, I saw I could not become a professional player, but I shifted to become a coach. And that's the same year we started Victoria Tennis Academy, which we now rebranded to become Victoria Sports. Yeah.
So labda pale Victoria Sports, historia yake fupi, mnashughulika na nini ambacho mnajihusisha nacho ndani ya Victoria Sports?
Okay, going back in 2006, while I was in form 2, I passed different challenges. And these challenges are the same challenges which different orphans and vulnerable children are facing. So I came up with the Shining Hope organization, which we started with Nelson Odhiambo, famously known as Jasigan. He's a musician, but somewhere along the line he said he just want to do music. So he left with the organization, of which I started running, and we established Victoria Tennis Academy under Shining Hope. And it's been doing well since its inception in 2007, though we've had different challenges, but we're still doing strong. And we rebranded it to become Victoria Sports, so that different kids who are talented in different sports can get an opportunity to do their talents in there. Yeah.
Kwa hivyo sasa mnatumia jina Victoria Sports, na labda chini ya Victoria Sports na michezo mingine kama gani kando na mchezo ule wa tenisi?
We are launching Victoria Sports officially this year in the month of December, and we've come up with tennis. We have tennis. We are coming up with soccer, basketball, hockey, golf, rugby, skating, swimming, and other sports. Yeah.
Na ni kwamba umetaja pale awali kwamba ulianzisha hili shirika kutokana na hali yako labda ya kutokuwa na wazazi. Wale watoto ambao unakuwa nao pale ndani ya Victoria Sports, ni wale ambao ni yatima ama mtu yote ambao kuna talanta ya tenisi, kuna talanta ya riadha kandanda, anaweza kuwa mmoja wenu?
Provided a kid is talented, is free to join Victoria Sports. We've had like different players, like in a high school, those who graduate from primary, we tend to source for them high school, and we are very proud. We have Linda Janet, who was ranked in position 24 in the entire Africa 2012, Girls Under 14, Confederation of African Tennis. She's now in Form 3 in Butere Girls High School. We've had Maria Michelle, who is also in Butere Girls High School. We had Eugene Omondi in Butere Boys High School. He actually played up to the national level 3 times. When he was in high school, he represented Butere Boys High School. Apart from that, we are having Dickens Wanyonyi, who passed through my hands. We have Ricky Omondi, who also passed through my hands. when they were still in primary. Though right now they are in secondary in Kisumu Boys. Yeah, so that's the little achievement that we've actually done. Apart from that, we've done different tournaments across Kisumu and West Kenya region, and we are very proud to forget to mention Safaricom Limited. They've been so much supportive. Equity Bank, when we started, Honorable Shakil Shabir also supported us massively. And I also enjoyed family support from my late dad, who passed away, and we buried on 5th of July.
Pole.
And my mom, Margaret Agwanda, also has been very supportive. And all the parents of the kids, the guardians, has also been supportive in different schools too.
Kwa hivyo inamaanisha kwamba watoto pia kando na ule mchezo ama yale michezo mbalimbali pia mnawalipia karo shuleni?
Yeah, like due to the demise of my father, I've come up with Agwanda Scholarship Fund. And this fund provide bursaries to different students who are majorly talented in different sports, in both academic and in sports. So we pay part of their fee when they apply, actually, of which later on I'll be able to give the official website of the fund. They can apply, and the board will sit down and do the vetting of their forms, and when they go through, they're gonna get like official communication from the committee. Yeah.
Na hao watoto mnawapata vipi? Wale ambao mnahisi kwamba kuna talanta, wanajiweza pia kielimu, mnawapata vipi ndio mwalete pamoja alafu mwasaidie kuimarisha mchezo wao, talanta zao, na vile vile kuwasaidia katika masuala ya elimu?
In that case, we do usually conduct different camps and clinics, and we've got different schools that we work with. And as you know, like in public primary schools, there are different challenges. Like they usually have a PE lesson. This PE lesson has been converted to become
maths lesson.
Yeah. So when that occurs, we have different challenges. Like you can go to a school, they can tell you our system is so much different. We don't do such kind of sports. So those are the challenges which made me now to start Ilora Academy in 2012. Yeah, Ilora is a talent, leadership and education institution. We are based in Nyando constituency, the constituency of Honorable Fred Outa. And I'm also coming up with a high school in our village Kotetne, which is in Korando A sub-location, Central Kisumu Ward. So the high school, we're targeting like the dropouts, those who cannot be able to raise their fee in order to, like, those who join national schools, for example, and cannot like continue paying that huge sums of money. Our school is a low-cost high school, so that's what we are establishing. It will be up to Form 2, hopefully next year, and admission we'll be able to do advertisement on different papers and media houses when the admission will open. Yeah.
Na katika eneo hili la magharibi ya Kenya, namaanisha mikoa ya Nyanza na vile vile magharibi, mchezo huu wa tenisi, labda wakazi wa maeneo haya wameuchukulia vipi tangu ulipoingia katika hii fani ukaanza kuwa mkufunzi ukabuni Ilora Academy, sasa hizo kuna Victoria Sports Academy? Huu mchezo wa tenisi katika eneo hili, kanda hii, unachukuliwa vipi?
Different schools have got fears that tennis is an expensive game. In that case, I want to tell them no. Tennis is the cheapest game compared to soccer. Because when you look at soccer, you'll have automatically to carry first 11 players plus different reserves and officials. But in tennis, one single person can represent a team. And that's a big challenge. Different schools have identified. We saw like Bishop Njenga Girls High School shifting from their potential from football, and now they are going into rackets games, especially tennis. And we've seen Butere Girls High School also doing the same. We've got also Lugulu, Cardinal Otunga Girls, just to mention a few. They are shifting because it doesn't matter. Although one racket can go for like 8,000, 10,000 or 20,000, but taking one single tennis player to different tournaments is very cheap. Yeah, compared to football, because you don't require like much resources provided the player is there, and off she goes.
Okay, asante sana Collins Agwanda. Umesikia sauti ya Collins Agwanda. Kwa hivyo kuna swala zima ambalo limekuleta studioni mahususi kuzungumza kuhusu kujiondoa kwenye kinyang'anyiro cha ukatibu mkuu wa tenis Kenya. Kwa hivyo tunakwenda kwenye break fupi, tukirejea nitakwenda kuja kwa ajili ya tuambie kwamba nini kilifanya mpaka ukaamua kwamba utakuwa unajiondoa licha kwamba ulikuwa umetangaza kwamba utakuwa unawania nafasi hiyo kwenye tennis Kenya. Kwa hivyo mtu wangu, umesikia sauti ya Collins Agwanda. Kwa hivyo unaweza changia kipindi, unaweza sema nasi kupitia fan page yetu Radio Sahara 94.3 FM Kenya. Unaweza sema nasi kupitia SMS line ambayo ni 22060 na nambari ya simu ni 0725996701, ila tu nitakuwa naifungulia baadaye kidogo. Na umesikia kwamba anadondosha kimombo sana, kwa hivyo anafanya hivyo kwa ajili ya vile vile kuwafikia watu wengi zaidi, lakini mimi niko hapa kwa ajili ya kuwakilisha kutumia lugha hii tukufu ya Kiswahili. Kwa hivyo unaweza sema nasi kupitia fan page yetu Radio Sahara 94.3 FM Kenya. SMS line ni 22060, alafu nambari ya simu ni 0725996701. Tutakuwa tunarejea na atakuwa anatuambia kwa nini aliamua kujiondoa kwenye mchakato mzima wa kuwania nafasi ya katibu mkuu wa tennis Kenya, licha kwamba alikuwa ametangaza kuwania nafasi hiyo. Kwa hivyo rekodi ambayo itakuwa inapanda jukwani ni rekodi na kwenda kwa jina la Kili Dance ama Kikili Dance kutoka kwa msanii wa Uganda na kwenda kwa jina la Eddie Kenzo, na baada hiyo rekodi tutakuwa narejea kwa ajili ya kusikia kwamba kwa nini Collins Agwanda aliamua kujiondoa kwenye kinyang'anyiro hicho. Ni muda usio mrefu. Zidi kutegea Radio Sahara 94.3 FM Kenya, sauti ya watu.
Ni Janet Madhani Seremi Salam Club. Niko katika wingu la sport na Oliver Ocheng.
Patrick Alulu wa Pikipoa. Natoka Seremi, niko katika wingu la sport na Oliver Ocheng.
Mama Baja wa Kisambai, niko katika wingu ya sport na Oliver Ocheng.
Mimi ni Rashid wa Banja, niko katika wingu la sport na Oliver Ocheng.
Kubalaga na nyumirwa nyoga ingeri ja followinga musikine kutabuka buli mu style ya amara ya bad ya man ya treat me so bad ya agla ka body so mada anka jaja jaja man ya treat me so bad ya agla ka body so mada anka umanya chikute abayimba tuimba oh my commanding wife she wants to disturb my life. Oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Labate Joano listen to me, besanga chana chiwala chikoji ya siri. Ngomo geze ni sembera, jitabire chirire mu kibulire biri. Nachera chechampa mbuya, nechingambo boy namuda isembera. Era wento ningoma o, nchirage chinasikolera sawera. Beri amanyanti nyinamu, eritandike erigezo kumbala. Nabawale chekoka, amabanja geyongera. Nabanjolekere komera, senga sawu kabyandi bahu. Nabakayimba kwenka chukira tena makulu gako nalinda gategera. Katinka muyimbira, eranka muwereza. Baby, oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. chikiri dance, chikiri dance. Tukira mwe bisera bidye byakadanke. Oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Oh my commanding wife, she wants to destroy my life. Oh yeah. Eddie Games on the blessed touch. In the old school touch, take this.
Pia ni msanii anakwenda kwa jina la Eddie Kenzo kutoka Uganda. Rekodi yake inakwenda kwa jina la Kikili Dance. Kwa hivyo namtafuta bwana Chemor Makduga akiwa katika uwanja wa michezo wa Moi jijini Kisumu. Tuambie kwamba nini kinajiri mechi baina ya Chemli Sugar na KCB. Chemor, unanipata?
Sana kaka Oliver, game ya Chemli na Gor Mahia na Chemli na KCB inaendelea hapa uwanjani Moi.
Naam.
Ambapo Chemli wanaongoza katika bao moja iliyofungwa na J.H.O. Na muda usiopita wametoka kuuza penalty, walitoa penalty, wamepiga ikakuwa bao, lakini refa amekataa, ikabidi irudiwe. Na ya pili alipopiga goalkeeper aliweza kushika.
Aha. Kwa hivyo Chemli Sugar inaongoza bao moja kwa nunge.
Yes.
Na labda tuambie idadi ya mashabiki waliofika ni kiasi gani?
Yes, hello.
Mashabiki waliofika ni kiasi kipi?
Hello?
Unanipata kaka?
Yes, nakupata.
Labda uwanja mashabiki wamefika kwa wingi?
Kumefurika lakini si vile.
Okay, asante sana kaka. Asante na nashukuru sana. Bila shaka hiyo ni sauti ya Chemor Makduga akiwa anatuelezea kile ambacho kinajiri katika uwanja wa Moi jijini Kisumu. Kunaendelea mechi ya ligi kuu ya soka nchini KPL baina ya Chemli Sugar na timu ya KCB, na jinsi alivyokujuza ni kwamba Chemli Sugar inaongoza bao moja kwa nunge. Kumbuka ni kipindi cha kwanza. Amekwambia vizuri kwamba Chemli Sugar ilipata bao la kwanza likafungwa kupitia J.H.O, alafu akapata mkwaju wa penalty, wakapiga mara ya kwanza wakafunga, referee akasema kidogo walikuwa wamefanya hujuma, wakarudia, na baada ya kurudia ikakuwa kwamba kidogo kipa wa KCB akapangwa. Kwa hivyo Chemli Sugar inaongoza bao moja kwa nunge. Asante sana kaka Chemor Makduga. Kwa hivyo tunazidi kusonga mbele na mazungumzo yetu na bwana Collins Agwanda ambaye ni afisa mkuu wa Victoria Sports. Muda si mrefu sana.
Zimegonga nusu saa.
Ni saa 8:30. Ni saa 9:30, sio saa 8:30 kunradhi. Kwa hivyo Collins, tuendelee mbele na mazungumzo yetu. Ni kwamba kuna hichi kinyang'anyiro cha kuwania nafasi ya katibu mkuu wa Tennis Kenya. Kuna wakati ulikuwa umetangazwa kwamba utawania nafasi ya katibu mkuu na mwisho wa siku ukajiondoa. Kwa nini ulijiondoa? Je, ulifinyiwa kitu kwa mkono kidogo ama ilikuwaje? Unajua tumezoea kwamba mtu anapojiondoa kwamba aliitwa kanda akaambiwa kwamba kidogo shika hii alafu jiondoe uniache nafasi. Ilikuwaje?
Okay, what actually happened is in January this year, 2015,
Naam.
tennis stakeholders, which are members of Tennis Kenya, called an AGM. The AGM was called in January, and an interim team was formed to foresee the upcoming election.
Naam.
And this election, they were mandated to run the election within 90 days, of which their term expired in April this year. So we were so much concerned with how tennis is run in the country. These are the same clique of people who have called the election.
Yes.
Because I tried reaching out to them to reach out to other tennis stakeholders across the country, so that we call an all-inclusive meeting of tennis stakeholders so that a new interim body can be established. But they never heed to my request. So with that, I consulted the people. It is the tennis stakeholders who told me to vie for the post. And it is the same stakeholders whom I consulted widely across West Kenya region, of whom I enjoy very massive support. And 30 counties are behind my back. If Tennis Kenya official thinks it's a matter of like I got afraid, but I didn't get afraid, and nobody actually gave me some money to withdraw my candidature.
Yes.
It is the people, the tennis stakeholders, who advised me in length to withdraw my candidature, so that in our meeting, which we've scheduled on 25th of this month to be held in Kisumu, of which I'll disclose the venue, because there might be fear of like maybe men in black can come in and interrupt our meeting. But I'll be able to disclose the venue for only those who will be able to attend the highly profile meeting, of which we are going to discuss our way forward. Because the way we seeing things now, in one of the media houses, the Star newspaper, there's a story which was done on the park page, of which we have different players being given direct ticket for all African games. Why did they have to conduct trials? There's no fairness in tennis Kenya. That's why I withdraw my candidature. And the constitution also is bad, of which they didn't even consulted tennis stakeholders like Victoria Sports, of which has got, which is one of the biggest tennis organization in the country, and we are going international, especially in Africa. They never called us. In Article 9 of, just in brief, in Article 9 of Tennis Kenya Constitution, the registration fee and subscription, they said in that article that all members should be, before admission, pay registration fee as will be determined from time to time by the council and approved by the general meeting, and shall be eligible to vote at an annual general meeting only after 180 days of their registration. This is a scheme of blocking potential tennis stakeholders from participating in the election. And I discovered this when the secretary of the interim secretary, whom term expired, sent me the constitution, Wanjiru Mbugua, and we got so much concerned. And this is what I shared with the tennis stakeholders. In Article 13, it says the council and national executive committee, in subsection 13.5, it says every person who is a citizen of Kenya over 21 years of age, who is not disqualified by this constitution or by any law in Kenya for the time being in force from holding public office, is eligible to be nominated and elected to the council or national executive committee. In B, it says that executive committee, provided that he stroke she has been a member of the council for at least one term preceding the date of the election for the post of chairperson and vice chairperson. Why does we have to preserve the post of chairperson and vice chairperson? Because that's the post which I was supposed to go to, but the constitution tied me up. But we are so much concerned, and tennis stakeholders across the country are so much concerned with the way tennis is being run. If you look at Sports Monthly magazine of this month of July, you'll be able to see, like, there's an article, an interview which was conducted to former ATP player Paul Wekesa, who is the son of former minister Noah Wekesa. Yeah, Wekesa is the only Kenyan who has played international tennis, Association of Tennis Professional, and was ranked in top 100. He played Australian Open, French Open, US Open, and Wimbledon. So long gone are days when career people should manage sports federation. And if this continues, then we'll see so many talents dying. And we are getting much worried. Why should we not have they are still talking about regionals. Why do we have to go to regional thing if the constitution we ushered in 2010 clearly states about devolution? They are talking about like electing each and every individual to represent regions. We no longer have regions. We have counties. And this is what we are pushing on. We're pushing on for the counties so that different delegates, we want to see more competition in campaign. People like riding on a chopper up to Turkana to look for votes, and Mandera, like I did in 30 counties, though I did not use a chopper, but I was just running through the road. We want to see competition and fairness in the election. So they called the election on 23rd. They defied my request of the tennis stakeholders across the country. And okay, we told them, okay, go ahead. Me, I've stepped down, and Radio Sahara also carried the story of me stepping down, so that I hear what the tennis stakeholders will have to tell me on 25th here in Kisumu.
So swali langu ni kwamba uchaguzi unafanyika tarehe 23. wewe tayari umeshajiondoa na unasema kwamba unakutana tarehe 25 siku mbili baada ya uchaguzi. Mbona huu mkutano wenu usifanyike kabla ya uchaguzi ndio tujue kwamba nini kinajiri? Why 25th? Just before the after the elections.
With their scheme, like I told you, the interim body, which their term expired in April, they schemed. They saw me doing group emails of which I copied them because I don't have anything to hide. They called an emergency meeting to call the election. So they have got a fear that maybe things can, tables can be turned upside down. But we are not after interrupting the election. They are free to go on. And even the ministry itself, like the other time I reached out to Mr. Gordon Oluoch, who is the Commissioner for Sports, in his office. When I tried to brief him, he said he's not even aware of the interim running tennis in the country because his office never gets updates. This is what are they hiding? All African game is coming. They call the trials. Why are they giving direct entries to Changawa? Yeah, I know Changawa is the best player, but he need to undergo trials, just like Roger Federer, Wawrinka, and other tennis players in Switzerland. When they're going for Davis Cup, they have to do trials. So Tennis Kenya should open their eyes wide and wait for all everything that we'll be able to discuss, because the way we are seeing things, I can't be able to disclose because I'm not authorized to speak, but we are having good news to all tennis stakeholders who are tired of bad leadership of Tennis Kenya Federation. We are having a good news of which we'll be able to unveil on 25th here in Kisumu, and the good news I know will bring an urgent change, and I hope we'll even seek an audience with the CS for Sports, Dr. Wario.
Na kuna uwezekano kwamba labda nyinyi kama wadau wa mchezo wa tenisi ambao hamkuhusishwa jinsi unavyosema katika maandalizi ya uchaguzi, kuna uwezekano kwamba mnaweza enda kotini kupinga kuandaliwa kwa uchaguzi?
No. We don't have time for legal battle. We just let it go. But there's something which is coming up, which I know tennis stakeholders across the country will love. And this is the thing we want to make the big announcement about on 25th.
Lakini ukweli ni kwamba hata kama kuna mambo mazuri yanakuja, lakini uchaguzi utakuwa ushafanyika na hamtakuwa nyinyi hamtakuwa ofisini. Unajua kwamba kama huko ofisini basi inakuwa vigumu kutekeleza yale mawazo ambayo uko nayo katika kuinua mchezo wa tenisi. Mtafanikiwa vipi na ile hali hamko ndani ya ofisi?
Like I told you before, everything lies on the hands of tennis stakeholders who advised me to vie. Because we saw Mr. Asif Karim, who is one of the former Davis Cup player, and he played also a Cricket World Cup for Kenya 3 times. Asif was eyeing the post of the chairman, and he was also in my camp. I'm not afraid to say that. But the Constitution, the Article 13, locked him out because he has never served in the council. Why do we need somebody who has served in the council to vie? It should be open. Yeah, and even age should not also be a matter of
na hii katiba, kwani nani mwenye kuitengeneza? Na kama ilitengenezwa, inamaanisha kwamba nyinyi kama wadau wa tenisi hamkushirikishwa katika, kwa sababu nimeona katiba ya Kenya ambayo tulipitisha mwaka 2010, Wakenya waliitwa pamoja wakapiga kura na tukakubali kwamba hiyo katiba ndio tunataka kutumia. Lakini sina kwaje kwamba katiba ambayo mnatumia nyinyi kama kwenye mchezo wa tenisi, baadhi ya wadau wanasema kwamba kuna vipengee ambavyo havikubaliki. Ilikuwaje?
What happened with the office of Tennis Kenya, the officials? They like doing their things in darkness. They don't like to do their things in open air or in light. They converged individually, and with a certain lawyer of whom I cannot mention here. She's based in Nairobi. So they discussed how best they can block potential tennis stakeholders from participating in this election. So that's what they did. They did their things under the table. But all is not lost. We are coming up with the good news for tennis stakeholders. Yeah.
Tukisalia hapo ni kwamba ulikuwa umetangaza kuwania nafasi ya katibu mkuu, labda ulikuwa na maono yepi ama nini ungependa, ulikuwa na lengo la kufanya nini katika kuimarisha mchezo wa tenisi nchini?
The biggest task that we had and we still having is we wanted kids from Turkana, Samburu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Mount Elgon region, Teso, and Garissa, Mandera, Isiolo, at least to hold a racket and a tennis ball and play. Because why should we have tennis only based in Nairobi? And when International Tennis Federation organizes a tournament under 18 circuit, which Kenya plays, which usually get played in Kenya in 3 legs, why should we have them organized in Nairobi and Mombasa? And also, what also got me concerned is the current office, the office location of Tennis Kenya. Tennis Kenya was registered in 1922. We still don't have our own permanent office. They are housed in one room house in Nairobi Club. They are using the courts of Nairobi Club. Why don't we do our national center like United States Tennis Association have done theirs in New York? Why don't we have like different regional or county tennis academies coming up? Because they get massive support in terms of finance from International Tennis Federation. They are not spending them wisely. We need like to see county tennis academies coming up fully having accommodation and boarding staffs. So these are the things that we wanted to make an urgent change on. And also with regards to tournaments, we wanted to see a circuit tournament running across the country, across 47 counties. The tournament tukisema imetoka Busia, it runs across different counties, and then at the end of the calendar year, we call the national finals, where those who performed in different counties best can now compete for the national trophy. And through that, we are going to have an annual award, like Sports Personality of the Year award. We are going to have a Tennis Kenya award, which will award different tennis players and schools who performed well in secondary games and in different tournaments, so that it encourage more players and more participation in the game of tennis. And the other thing, we were planning to do a national tennis center, whether in Nairobi or Kisumu or in Mombasa or in any other region which tennis stakeholders can dictate, so that you know very well Nairobi weather is not always conducive in the month of June until August. So we can get it like in Kisumu, which is conducive in terms of weather all year round. It can be built in Kisumu, and we get international coaches coming in, tennis icons like Roger Federer, Serena Williams and Novak Djokovic, to come in and help our kids.
Ndoto nzuri sana hiyo. Unajua tungependa kuona watu kama wakikuja Kenya kwa ajili ya kuimarisha mchezo wa tennis.
That's our plan, because with the connection that I have in United States of America, where I've actually registered my Elora Academy Foundation there in the state of Michigan, we would like even tennis, those who graduate from high school and have played tennis and performed well, to get university scholarship in the US and also in other European countries. And I told the interim chair, Mr. James Kinani, when I first met him, though he said I'm still young, I should not go for the big office, that I should go for the council. Going for the council post is like eyeing a village elder thing. I told him, no, I can't be a village elder in Tennis Kenya. I'm very, very, very huge in terms of the mass and everything. So I shared with him about tennis equipments. I have friends in the US who can donate different tennis equipments, and we supply them to schools so that we encourage. Me, I'm not a mean person. And
lakini mbona usifanye hivyo wakati huu kabla hata haujachaguliwa?
I've been doing that. Ask Butere Girls High School. Ask Cardinal Otunga Girls High School in Bungoma. Ask Lugulu Girls. I've been majorly spending most of the time in Western because they've embraced the game. They know what tennis is. Unlike in Nyanza, of whom have got different politics. They're still bringing politics in tennis, but they don't know it is those kids who plays tennis are the ones when you wanaumia. So me, I shifted my focus, but I've seen them coming back, and they're telling me I should not be going to Shemeji's stronghold. I should be like home. And I met them in Nyamira, and we talked in length, and I told them I'm going to support you. I'm also like, we're having a plan to sponsor Koru Girls High School in terms of tennis. And we've also identified Agoroyombe in Sia County, the county of, the promised county, I mean. And we've also, in Kakamega County, we've identified Butere Girls High School, of which we've worked with since 2009, after graduating from high school. And we have Cardinal Otunga Girls High School in Bungoma County. So in Busia County, I'm getting inroads there. And in Nyamira, we are having a girls' school. Though I've forgotten the name because I've been like having lots of things in the brain. But in Nyamira, we are going to have a school, Homa Bay, Migori. And let me just say, in 30 counties, we'll be able to sponsor each and every school in terms of equipment, and we're going to establish like a training center, a centralized one, like the one which was established in I think in Vihiga County, in Mukumu. I think Mukumu is in Kakamega County. Yeah, they got support from a certain MP there who may establish this Mukumu Boys to be a center of talent. So those are the things that we're planning to do.
Okay, asante sana. Kwa hivyo umefika wakati wa sisi hapa ndani ya studio kwa kushirikisha kwenye mazungumzo yetu, mtu wangu. Kwa hivyo sema nasi kupitia fan page yetu, kupitia SMS line ambayo ni 22060, alafu nambari ya simu ni 0725996701. Unaweza piga simu studioni useme na bwana Collins Agwanda iwapo una swali, maoni, mapendekezo. Basi wakati ni wako sasa, piga simu kupitia 0725996701. Wingu la Sport, hello. Huyo kidogo amedondoka, kwa hivyo jaribu tena kaka 0725996701. Nipate kusikia kwamba maoni yako ni yapi kuhusiana na kile ambacho tunazungumzia studioni. Tunazungumzia swala zima la mchezo wa tenisi hasa katika eneo la magharibi ya Kenya. Wingu la Sport, hello. Hello Wingu la Sport. Yes, nakupata kwa umbali sana. Kidogo simpati vizuri, jaribu tena dada 0725996701. Tusikie kwamba maoni yako ni yapi. Kama una swali, pendekezo ama maoni kwa Collins Agwanda, basi kazi kwako 0725996701, alafu nambari ya SMS ni 22060. Utapata kuwasiliana nasi moja kwa moja studioni, tupate kusikia kwamba maoni yako ni yapi, tukielekea ukingoni mwa kipindi hiki cha Wingu la Sport Jumamosi ya leo, zikiwa zinasalia kama dakika 11 tupate kuhitimisha kipindi. Kwa hivyo kazi kwako nipate kusikia kwamba maoni yako ni yapi, 0725996701. Kwa hivyo Agwanda, tukizidi kusonga mbele, unadhani kwamba hatua yako ya kujiondoa katika mchakato kwa nia hicho kiti italeta manufaa kweli?
Italeta. And we seeing the CS of sports calling us in a roundtable meeting and to discuss with us what we have for the country and these kids who aspire to play the game of tennis. And we are not only eyeing that. We want to tell Tennis Kenya Federation officials, we want to prove to them what they ought to have done since 1922, that we can do it within a year or two. So it depends with what tennis stakeholders. If they say that, okay, let's join Tennis Kenya, and we wait for 180 days, we call a special general meeting, we pass vote of no confidence to the office, well and good. If they say, okay, let's go a team in Nyamwe way in tennis, where tennis, there was Football Kenya Limited and football Kenya Football Federation is well and good. If they tell us to go to leave tennis, that's what we will do. So it depends with what tennis stakeholders will have to tell us. If they say let's form a different body, that's what we'll go for, and we make an urgent change in tennis. Although I'm not saying that's what they are going to say, but no one should take it that personal, but I'm just giving a different examples. Because even me, I don't know what they discussed, because we left guys in West Kenya region, all the way from Bomet, Nandi Hills, Nandi County, and different countries in Western. They converge and they're having their discussion, and in Nyanza too. Yeah.
Na labda tukimalizia mchezo wa tenisi hasa katika eneo hili na vile vile katika taifa kwa ujumla, katika kipindi cha miaka kama 2, 3, 4 hivi ijayo, 5, unaona kwamba mchezo wa tenisi utakuwa wapi?
If we are given a chance to be in Tennis Kenya Federation, in a span of like 2 years, we'll be able to have like our own national tennis center, just like in the US. I like giving example with the US because I respect United States of America and all the massive support they've been giving to us, and other European countries too. We do a national tennis center which is all inclusive. We don't like say huyu ni Mjaluo, huyu ni Mkalenjin, he should not train here. No, huyu ni Mluya,
damu ni ile moja.
Damu ni ile moja, and we are Kenyans and we are Africans. We are God's creation, so we should not like discriminate others. Like okay, let me give an example with the All African Games trials. Why was Linda Janet not invited for the trials? Yet she was number 25 in Africa when she was 14 years. And then during that time, she never had any opportunity to be in the national team. So this is total discrimination. And these are the things that we want to change. We don't want to see wadozi wenye wako based in Nairobi trying to come with their wealth and confuse the officials that, okay, I've seen kids going to Rwanda, can I buy my kids a ticket? Because that's what is happening there. When it comes to Wimbledon, ATP, WTA usually gives tickets so that it can be given to tennis stakeholders to go to England and watch Wimbledon championship. But you see this money exchange hands. People are being given money in order to give the tickets. So these are the things that we want to change. We want to make an urgent change in Tennis Kenya. Should we given that office to run the office? Because me, what I dream is tennis. What I think is tennis. I sleep tennis. I wake up in tennis. I bathe tennis. So we need people like Asif Karim, Collins Agwanda, Mr. Wangila, who is based in Bungoma. Those who understand tennis. Mr. Mtuli is based in Kakamega County. Mr. Jared Awit, who is based here in Kisumu County, and Nton, who is based in Homa Bay County, to run the game of tennis. And also we want to see coaches coming up. Female coaches are nowhere to be seen. What happens to these girls who graduate from high school? They can also become coaches, because we are having like less number of coaches, and the boys too can come up, so that we see 10,000 plus kids, 10,000 coaches training tennis in different regions. And when a tournament is called, you can just imagine the number of kids who can participate in the tournament.
Labda tukimalizia, ulikuwa na jambo kuhusu Ilora Academy, tukimalizia kwa sababu muda naona mmepiga hatua sana, bado kama dakika 6 hivi tupate kuhitimisha. Labda jambo la mwisho tukimalizia kuhusu Ilora Academy na vile vile Victoria Sports kwa ujumla.
Ilora Academy is a project of Shining Hope organization, which I established when I was in Kisumu Day High School in Form 2 in the year 2006. It's a tuition-free high school, tuition-free primary school. We've got a branch in Nairobi, in Mathare, and we've got a branch also in Elgeyo Marakwet. Kisumu, we have the main center now in Nyando constituency, which is still in ECD level, the nursery level, but we are putting up classrooms. Next year we'll be doing up to class 6. I'm also coming up with the Ilora Senior Academy, established in the memory of my dad, Ezra Agwanda Sai, and my grandfather, Erasto Sai. It's going to be a low-cost secondary school, where a fee of, let's say, 10,000 can be paid per year, and the talented kid or the talented student can take different sports, which they can showcase in different tournaments. And in Victoria Sports, we do different, like we have different services. We do like talent representation, just to be brief because time is running on our side. From our side, we have brand consultancy, of which we identify, negotiate, manage, and evaluate a sponsorship suitable to a company's brand. We have sports consultancy, where we development of sponsorship package, securing potential commercial partners, drafting and negotiate of sponsorship agreement. We're also doing event creation and management. We manage events. We can like manage an event, let's say an annual tournament here in Kisumu, Dallas Sevens. We can do it perfectly. They should not go to a PR firm, which is majorly based on advertisement. They should just come to
based in Nairobi.
Yeah, based in Nairobi. They should come to Victoria Sports. That's where people dream sport all night. We also do sports academies and camps in soccer, tennis, golf, swimming, basketball, hockey, skating, rugby, cricket, handball, and volley. And we're also coming up with a sports shop here in Kisumu to supply different sporting equipments to different schools and clubs. And we also do sports scholarships, of which we source college scholarship for different athletes who are talented and have graduated from high school. We closely work with our partner universities in the United States of America in order to achieve this. And we are also coming up with a nice brand, Victoria Sports TV, which will seek the mashinani things. Let's say secondary games is being played, we air it live.
Kwa hivyo itakuwa Kisumu.
Yeah, it will be best here in Kisumu, hapa nyumbani too. And we also coming out with Victoria Sports Monthly magazine. Those are the key things that we're working on. By the end of the year, Victoria Sports TV will be on air, and Victoria Sports Monthly magazine, I know before the end of the year we'll do our first publication, so that sports lovers can feel the sport they love and they can read more about the sport that they love,
especially in Western Kenya.
Yeah, in Western Kenya.
Okay, asante sana. Kwa hivyo ukimalizia labda namba ya simu kama unaweza peana, mtu akitaka kutafuta, kuna mtoto ambaye kidogo na talanta ya mchezo wa tenisi, mtu anaweza kufikia vipi?
Okay, like now we are coming up with a holiday camp in Cosmopolitana Club, opposite State House in Milimani, starting in August. We're having scholarship upon application, of which is always competitive. And I have a website. My official website is collinsagwanda.com, www.collinsagwanda.com. You can get more information there about me, about what I've done, what I'm planning to do. And we are also having www.ilora-academy.org, www.ilora-academy.org. And our scholarship fund, which I established in the memory of my fallen hero, my dad, is www.awassfund.org. ASSfund.org. It's just one word. And my official line, of which I usually encourage people to call me during business hours, is 0722-713470. It's 0722-713470. I'm also on Facebook, C. Agwanda, on Twitter, @C. Agwanda, and in Instagram too.
Nambari ya simu tena kwa mara nyingine?
My official mobile number is 0722-713470. I'm always open. Like now, currently, the all games are ongoing, coming up in Machakos, so I'll be moving to Machakos for 1 week. But I'll be always there, and I'm having a team of coaches who can be able to handle the business, and I'm also having my personal assistant who can be able to be of your assistance anytime.
Okay, asante sana kwa kufika studio.
And before I finish, there are people who are viewing me as eyeing any political seat within Kisumu County. I want to tell them, no, I'm not into politics.
I want to... mwanasiasa, wewe ni mwanaspoti.
Mimi ni mwanaspoti, and everything that I do, I'm going to do in Central Kisumu Ward. I'm not doing it to compete anyone. I'm not doing it to compete Mheshimiwa John Olagalwoch or Speaker Ken Obura or the Speaker of Kisumu County Assembly, Madam Pamela Josie. I'm not doing that to compete them. I still respect them as my leaders. Honorable Shakil Shabir, I'm very proud of him. So whatever we are doing, we are not doing it in terms of politics. I'm not I'll not be in politics. But if voters wants me to be in politics, I'll be able like to consult widely in terms of with my sponsors, with J.H.O and with the different leaders, if this is the right time to go for politics. Okay. But for now, no politics.
Asante sana kwa kufika studioni. Kwa hivyo umesikia sauti ya Bwana Collins Agwanda ambaye ni afisa mkuu wa Victoria Sports. Kwa hivyo kama ni mzazi labda kuna mtoto pale mtaani na unahisi kwamba kuna talanta katika mchezo wa tenisi, unaweza mtafuta kupitia nambari ya simu 0722713470. Nambari yake ya simu ni 0722713470, yani 0722713470, na mtapata kuwasiliana katika njia ambayo ni safi sana. Kwa hiyo kufikia hapo nahitimisha kipindi kwa leo. Mimi ni winga wa kupanda na kushukuru Oliver Ochengo, umekuwa nami, naondoka studioni na nikiondoka bila shaka na kuacha katika mikono salama ya kaka Fredrick Ombima ambaye atakuwa anaingia katika mpango mzima wa Kikwetu kuanzia saa 10 hii hadi itakapotimu saa 1 juu ya alama. Kwa hivyo nasema asante sana, Mwenyezi Mungu akinijalia akujalie na wewe pia. Haina shaka tutakutana weekend ijayo ndani ya Wingu la Spoti kati ya saa 8 na saa 10 alasiri. Bye bye kwa sasa.